Hello, welcome back to Helping Hand OKC. Today here I'm going to show you how to replace a leaking garbage disposal. First of all, we're going to determine whether it's leaking versus whether it's just a hose coming loose. And the thing you want to do to check, you want to check around here. This is the downspout that goes to your drain. A lot of times this goes to your dishwasher. You want to make sure this is good and tight so it's not leaking there. Sometimes it'll be leaking up at the flange. But this particular one is leaking right at the bottom. Whenever it's leaking at the bottom here, just replace it. It's automatic. And the first thing you want to do, you want to kill the source. You want to verify that it's leaking. It was leaking at the bottom. Here at the bottom. It'll be coming out the hole a little bit. You see the water, still see it dripping. So we know it's leaking there. Save energy if you had one that was humming and you wanted to try to determine the reset. There's a reset button on the bottom of it. You push it in, or you can re-crank it if it's humming. And there's a tool that comes in your kit. Every new garbage disposal, you get one. So if you had one that was humming, you take your little L wrench, put it in the center here. It's a little slot hole, and you just turn it. A lot of times it's locked up. You turn it a couple of times, and if it turns, it'll free it up. That's only if it's this humming. But we know this one is leaking. So we have a new garbage disposal here. You want to inspect your garbage disposal the first thing you do when you get it. And a lot of your garbage disposal, if you're going to replace, the wiring on it. They don't come with, you'd have to pull the wiring off your old one and put it on your new one. We're going to do that as well. Make sure all your comes with a crank wrench, new tube. There should be an O-ring in here as well. Comes with an O-ring as well. And the stopper and the flange. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get the old one out. You're going to need a 9-in-1 or 5-in-1, either a screwdriver, and it's a socket where you can do various sizes. Preferably a regular screwdriver. Channel locks, you may need them, you may not need them. And a lot of times what I do to get this out the way, since this is real handy, I just go ahead and get your bucket here. Go ahead and move this out your way. Because it'll be holding water and it'll be in your way. So you can just loosen this up. Get that out your way. That's your P-trap. Just get it out your way. You can leave it in there. Kind of get it out your way. You can take it off there. Take it off here as well. Get it out your way. We got that out the way. We'll just sit that to the side. That. You want to take your screwdriver. You want to remove your hose here. And this is the hose that goes to your dishwasher. You want to move that out your way. Make sure that's out your way. And then you're ready to disassemble it. And so all you have to do to this, you got tangs up here, and you just turn it, the whole thing, and then it drops down. A lot of times people take a screwdriver, stick it in here like this, and just turn it. But I forgot to unplug it. Make sure you unplug it. Okay. Now what we're going to do to this, we're going to take it upside down, and we're going to take off this is your new one. And at the bottom here, you see there's a cap. This is where we're going to wire the new plug-in inside of here. This is the old one here. You see the hose, your cord going through here? We're going to open this up and remove your cord. You take the Phillips. Pull this cap off. We're not going to need that anymore. Open up the new one. To the side. And there's wires inside of here. got a little shield in there, and just pull the wires out like that. You got white and black. Most of all of them going to be white and black. It's going to be 2 wires only. This port right here, see this green port? That's for a ground. And then on your old one, we're going to use this particular cord because they don't sell the cord with it. You'd have to buy it separately, or you just take the old one off. And it's got wire nuts on it. You just pull off your wire nuts. Like that. And you should have new ones that come in the kit, or you may have to get new ones. You don't have to have new ones. You can actually reuse the ones that came off. Sometimes they used to put them in there in the kit, but they don't anymore. They don't give you really nothing anymore. But that's fine. You just pull your wire. You want to take this ground. The green is going to be the ground. You want to pull that off. Undo your ground. We got our cords loose. And just run it back through just like you did that one. Run it through here. Connect your ground. The green ground goes to the green line here. That. Then you want to tighten it up. Back up like so. You put your nuts on. I'm surprised they didn't give us any. They don't give you anything anymore. Then pull a test. Make sure you're good. Just tighten them up. Just keep turning them until they can't turn anymore. Right here. Some people put tape on there, but it's not really a necessary deal you have to do. Just make sure you have these nut protectors on. And just tighten them up like that so they don't go anywhere. I usually do a pull test on it. And then I'll just push them in there like that. We'll put our lid back on. Tighten it back up. There you go. It is ready. This is that button I was telling you about, the reset button. You push that. Sometimes it hangs up. You would just push that reset button and it'll free it up. And this is the crank tool I was telling you back on the other one. You take this. If you ever have a problem where it's hung up, just take this tool, put it in the center here, and just turn it, and it should turn freely like that. That's what this tool is for. Okay, now we're going to install it. But before we install it, one most important thing you need to do. See in this little port right here? This feed is for this feed is for your dishwasher. You want to make sure you knock that plug out. If you don't knock this plug out, you go to use your dishwasher and your dishwasher will not drain at all. That happens so many times. I went to homes and they said, my dishwasher is not draining. It's because people are not knocking this plug out. And what you do, you just take a hammer or some sort of tool and just hit it. They're not supposed to come out. That's this. And it should knock out this plug. So now you can see inside of the plug. Make sure you get the plug out of here too. If not, when you go turn it on, you'll hear it. It's like, what is that noise in there? If you got to get your little piece of plastic out of there. There, here you go. That's what the plug looks like. And you have to hit it pretty hard to knock it out. This is very important. We don't need that. Now we're going to put it back up in there. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and assemble our drain tube. You should have new screws, and they always come in the kit. You can use your old ones if you don't have them, but they come with in the kit, so you can always. And the way this works, you just put this here, put the seal down first, put the tube down, and you want to put this over the top like this, and then you want to put your screws in. And you want to make sure that seal is there. If you don't put it on with that seal, then you're going to definitely have a leak. So make sure you have a good seal. I usually go back and forth. You want to get it good and tight. They'll bottom out to where they can't go anymore. Okay. Okay, now you're ready to install it. Inspection, we got that tight, that. Make sure this seal is here. And then you see these little lips here? That's where you line it up to where this goes up, and then you just turn it, and it'll grab hold of it. Sometimes this could be a little tricky. They come out easy, but they don't go back. Sometimes they go back a little rough. Put it in there like that, and just turn it. See? See, make sure it line up, and you just turn it. See how I had it on? You just turn the whole thing, and it'll tighten up, like so. And just keep going until it's tight. There you go. And this right here should swivel back and forth, so you can kind of get a different, see this turning, this top part? See that turning without turning this, so you can get the right angle to put your plumbing back. And then that's it. Now that you got that in, you want to make sure everything lines up, is there and tight. You want to make sure these tangs will hold it. Sometimes you get one tang on and one off, but you want to make sure they both are on. And then you just repeat this process. Put your hose back on. And you want to make sure you tighten this hose up really good, because a lot of times people don't tighten it up, and you end up having a leak. It's like, where does water coming from? And that's from this is the drain for your dishwasher. So to make sure you have this good and tight. I would do a pull test. Good. Then we're going to redo our plumbing back on. Now on the last one, the other one I pulled off, when I pulled this plumbing off, there's an O-ring right here. You want to make sure this O-ring is there. If not, you have a leak. So the way it goes back on, this go on, and the O-ring goes on behind it. And you want the flare to come down. The flat place to go up, the point goes down like that. That's how that go. And then this piece goes up in there. See, that's what makes the seal to this. Just go ahead and get it in position. I want to tighten it up really tight because I may have to go up or down. This has one on here as well. And then in this part, you just put it on. Back on like that. This part just fits right in the groove there. Because this acts as a seal. This bottom part won't have a seal. This acts as a seal itself. So you just tighten that up. Then once I get that bottom tight, and this, you don't have to put pliers on it. You can tighten this up with your hand. Then I was like, okay, I got it the height right. Then I want to go ahead and tighten this one up. All this is hand tight. I mean, you don't have to put pliers on it or anything, because the seal's what keeps it from leaking. Okay, that's down. While you're under here, you might want to go ahead and look. Take your hand, make sure everything's good and tight, even the ones you didn't even do. Make sure everything's good and tight. Last but not least, you want to plug it up. Now you got it plugged up. We're going to do a test. We're going to go ahead and see what it come on. There we go. Got it on. Now we're going to run water. Make sure we don't have a leak. Come up here and turn the water on. Let it run. And then go ahead and turn your your garbage disposal on too. You want to let it run a couple, 15, about a couple minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. You'll know if you had a leak. You want to look up here and make sure you got no leak. Everything looks good. Going to kill the water. Start the disposal off. Well, that's it. We installed our garbage disposal. We saved yourself about $200 to $300. Labor would have been about $100. They usually charge about $50 an hour. They would have charged you $100 for that. Your garbage disposal would probably cost you about $129. They would have marked that up as well. So you saved yourself a good $150 doing it yourself. Well, thank you much, guys, for watching. For those who hadn't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. You can catch me at Helping Hand from OKC. That's Helping Hand from OKC. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.